Hi everybody, this is Dawn with Diamond Painting Bling Art. Somebody gave me an idea the other day to post a video about accessories and different things we do to make the bling art a little bit easier. If you're just doing like one project, say a craft or a bookmark, or you're only going to do one and never do another, or you're maybe only going to do one or two a year, everything you need to do your painting comes together. So it's going to be your picture is going to come, and in it is going to be all of your drills, your tray, your stylus, your wax, everything that you need to do that painting is going to come in your kit. You don't need anything else. But if you become an enthusiast like I am, and you sit and you do a lot of these, there's other tricks of the trade that I have picked up along the way that have made it much more efficient for me. And sometimes I have multiple things going on at once. So I have gotten different types of accessories to make things easier. So let me show you some of the accessories that I have added to my collection. Okay, so your stylus that's going to come looks like this. And a lot of them have a little like finger caught thing that will come with this to help you. And you can see I have a whole bag. I have a whole bag full of these things. And this is not even a little bit of what I have in my room. I probably have 15 of these things. But since I do a lot of these, I love my chunky pen. We also have a really nice wishbone pen on my site. We have a lighted pen. We have some that look like pencils, and inside they're a wax, and you just use a pencil sharpener to sharpen it and just keep working downward. We even have a vacuum stylus. It's really cool. But this is what I love. It's what I have become accustomed to, and it is just the chunky pen. A stylus can make or break you doing one of these things. So I always suggest to either get a chunky pen or a wishbone pen if you're going to do more than one or two things. Placement paper. So these, you can get them that have designs on them. Whoop. You can get them that are plain. And what you do with this is, like on my picture here, I can take this plastic completely off of here if I wanted, and I could fill my whole painting up. I could put these on it and only leave open the section that I'm working on. And when I finish that section, I can take this off and work on the next section. And that way I'm not having to keep moving, this plastic. And now a suggestion that somebody else gave to me recently, and I love this idea, is, cutting it down in squares or sections, cutting it down and just cutting out the sections as you work on them. There are so many phenomenal people in this group that have suggestions to help us out. I love it. So you do have your placement papers, which are really handy to use those. Then you've got corrector tools, which is this one and this one. So when you're doing your project, I will use this, and after I put so many of them on, I'll go in between my rows and just straighten everything up and make sure they're all straight. So I go in between each row, boom, 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 like this, and across like this, just to make sure my rows are straightened up. They now have out these new little roller ball things that you can just go back and forth with them to straighten them up. And I've looked at them, haven't invested in it yet, not sure that I will, but that's what that is for. Okay, container jars. Now, I showed these in one of my other videos, is you can get these container jars, and I have these upside down now, so it tells me that I don't have anything in there. And each one I have marked, you know, a bunch of different letters, numbers as I need them for each thing. We sell these. You can get these on my site. Here we go. So your drills are going to come in this bag, but these bags are not handy to work out of. Even if they have a the zipper seal on them like these do, they're just an inconvenience to work out of them if you do a lot of pictures. So I love using these containers, and somebody did have the idea of you can also maybe use instead of these on here, use a marker, and then if you have Norwax products, use that to clean it off and just constantly keep using, you know, the same thing and not having to use these little white tags on it. But you can buy these on my site. You can also buy them off of Amazon. I just say wherever you shop at, whatever's cheaper for you. Now, what I did, because I do work multiple projects at a time, and sometimes I take these to work with me, is I found this beautiful kit right here. And it will hold some of my supplies up here. But like I'm working on some cards right now. Excuse me for bebopping all over the place, but I'm working on donkey cards right now. So all of my drills for that are right here. And then I just finished the Christmas cards I was doing. All my drills for my Christmas cards were over here. And then if I wanted to start a third project, I have something more over here. So I really fell in love with this kit. And I was like, wow, I can't pass that up. That's so me. So that was handy. I also have, because I am of the vintage age, I wear trifocals. My eyes are not always the best. But I have a light pad. And it will plug in. Let me see here. It will plug in and it will light up. And I'll put my painting on it, whatever part I'm working on, I'll set it on. And it lights up from underneath so I can see the numbers and stuff a little bit better. Because every once in a while, it gets a little dark in here. This is a big room that I'm in, my living room. It's a big room. But I am in a corner. You can kind of see. When I tell people my table's on the ground, do you see my table's on the ground? And this is where I sit and do my stuff. So sometimes it gets dark and it helps me to have that light up underneath it. I love the light pad. And if you're a buff at doing it like I am, the light pad is very, very handy. The other thing, and pretty close to the last thing I want to show y'all, is the sealers. A lot of different type of sealers. We have the diamond paint sealer, which is also like for glue puzzles. This is a different type of sealer right here. This is the one I use like on the jewelry boxes or a lot of the craft projects. This one is a spray one. You just shake it really good and spray it on in a couple of coats. So this you're only going to want to use on smaller projects and crafts. When you're doing big projects, you want to use this. Okay, right here, the dots stick, which I got from Hobby Lobby. Every once in a while, and it's very rare, that you will find a section of your painting that you're doing that for some reason it just doesn't stick. So I keep this on the side and just apply a little bit of the dot sticks on it. And then everything will stick to it. And then I also have this container here, which this holds all my leftover drills. All of them. Now I do have somebody who just recently did an all call and said, hey, do you guys have any leftover drills? I'm looking for this color. It's got to be you know, a blue and a sparkly, and I'll go through mine and I'll send pictures and say, hey, is this what you need? The other thing I do with them is I'll go to Hobby Lobby and I'll get these little like wooden projects, and I'm going to take these and I'm actually, instead of using paint, I'm going to use drills and I'm going to fill this in. I will possibly maybe stain the back of it so it's not this wooden color, but I'm going to use the drills to make these ornaments. And I think that's about it. I like keeping these short. I do want to, if I can get through the light, with the light off of this, not so much, kind of show y'all a little bit better picture. I don't know if I can, but that's the one that I showed you on my site that I had just finished. And it's hard to see, but there are little faint pink and green drills on it. And then this is the one, my very first one I ever did. And when I say you don't want to start big, I did. And that's the very first one I ever did. So anyway, a little short-winded there. Sorry for the appearance. This is what I look like at work because we have no heat at work, so we wear hats all day long just to try and keep ourselves warm. So anyway, those are some of the accessories that I use. Hopefully that was a little bit helpful for you. Peace out. Have a great night. Bye-bye.